Oblivion remastered, Starfield updates, and Elder Scrolls 6 news. Bethesda has a lot coming in 2024. This year may just be one of the busiest years for Bethesda and one of the best times to be a fan of the Elder Scrolls series. In this video, I'm going to discuss all of the exciting news and leaks surrounding these Bethesda games, so let's get started. The Elder Scrolls Oblivion, one of the most beloved fantasy RPGs of all time. Its remaster has been subject to speculation for many years now. However, thanks to a reliable source which leaked its development last year, we know it is in development. On top of this, recent confirmations from Bethesda give us a pretty accurate time frame of when to expect the release of the remaster itself. This is so exciting, so let's take a deeper look. Back in the summer, a former employee of Virtuous Games, a huge studio which essentially helps other studios remaster games, took to Reddit to confirm that they were working on an Oblivion remaster. In a since deleted post, they revealed that the Alter project is the remake of Oblivion that will use a pairing system. Here, the remaster will use both Unreal Engine 5 and the original Oblivion engine. This will allow for the graphics to be rendered in Unreal Engine 5, but the core gameplay mechanics can still be based in the original engine. They also mentioned that this will be coming out sometime in 2024, although we could expect it early 2025 by the latest. This perfectly syncs up with the Bethesda title release timeline that was shown during a court case with Bethesda's parent company, ZeniMax. As you can see from the timeline, all of the first 2 years of content have been released, leaving the Indiana Jones game, the Oblivion remaster, and the Starfield DLC next in line. You will notice the years are delayed, but this is due to COVID. So we know that Bethesda is releasing the DLC for Starfield this year, which syncs up with the timeline, and we have a reliable leak which says we can expect Oblivion this year as well, so I think we can say that there is a good chance that the Oblivion remaster will be released this year. This is so exciting. Oblivion is regarded as one of Bethesda's best works, and I think a remaster will sell extremely well. I can also definitely see this as something that Microsoft, who acquired Bethesda in 2021, would want. It would generate revenue whilst we wait for Elder Scrolls 6. On top of this, now that a considerable amount of resource is available at Bethesda after Starfield's release, it seems like a really good time for the project to come to fruition. Of course, there has not been any official confirmation from Bethesda just yet, but this information is super exciting and could make a great year for Bethesda. This is definitely something to keep an eye on going forwards. Bethesda also have some big plans this year for Starfield. In case you missed it, Bethesda released a year-end review that outlined their plans for the game in 2024. In it, they said that they are aiming for updates roughly every 6 weeks, starting in February. Most importantly, Bethesda confirmed that these updates will include plenty of new content. They stated that we'll be adding new ways to travel, and you'll now be able to access city maps whilst exploring the major cities. For those of you who love shipbuilding, we'll also be expanding on ship customization with ship decorations, new shipbuilding options, and more. They've also confirmed that new gameplay options will be added to the game. With this, they said that you'll be able to alter your gameplay to allow for an easier or more challenging experience that will expand beyond their normal difficulty setting. These will allow you to easily customize carry capacity, cargo access distance, ship damage, vendor credits, how you suffer afflictions, new survival mechanics, and more. Overall, it looks like it will be a busy year for Bethesda in relation to Starfield, with plenty of content getting released. This is really good news, as I think Starfield definitely needs some updates and additional content. Also, as we can see from the lower player count of Starfield from the last few months, new features and content are something the game desperately needs in order to get people back into the game. It's also something that is very much needed to make the game a better experience for new players. Unfortunately, the recent reviews on Starfield have been mostly negative, showing that many players that have purchased the game recently are not satisfied. Going forwards, hopefully these updates for Starfield make the game a better experience. Either way, the future of Starfield definitely hangs in the balance in 2024, so I'm looking forward to seeing what Bethesda can add to the game. We know that Bethesda's working on the Oblivion remaster, but we also have the next Elder Scrolls game to look forward to. Now, very little has been mentioned about Elder Scrolls 6 since it was revealed over 5 years ago, but I think that will start to change this year. I don't mean we'll get an in-depth trailer or anything like that, but I could definitely see some more snippets come out about the game and maybe some official statements confirming when we can expect release information or further game details. I think this because of two main reasons. First of all, now that Starfield is out, the team at Bethesda will undoubtedly be working on the next game on the horizon, which is The Elder Scrolls 6. Todd Howard has previously mentioned that half the staff at Bethesda are working on Starfield, so the other half could have been working on the pre-production of The Elder Scrolls 6. Secondly, I think that Microsoft and Xbox will want to start generating momentum for The Elder Scrolls 6 this year, mainly because of Game Pass. Microsoft have made it known that its Game Pass numbers are extremely important. As part of Microsoft's consolidated financial report for the first quarter of 2024, they revealed that Starfield allowed Xbox Game Pass to set a new record for the most subscribers added in a single day. I think Microsoft will definitely want to start generating more Game Pass members in anticipation for The Elder Scrolls 6, especially now that Starfield is out. So I think we could maybe see more teasers and hints about The Elder Scrolls in some of the interviews that are going on. What makes this even more likely is the timeline that we discussed earlier in the video. If we look at the timeline, then we can see that there is possibly a release of Elder Scrolls 6 in 2024, which would be around 2026 when we take into account the few years of delays due to COVID. If the game is scheduled for 2026, then we could definitely expect to see some more information about it this year. However, Elder Scrolls 6 is not the only new title that Bethesda will be busy with this year. Back in 2021, Bethesda announced that it had an Indiana Jones game in the works with Wolfenstein studio Machine Games. It has been shrouded in secrecy since then, but a recent interview suggests that things may be starting to change. When Todd Howard recently sat down with Esquire to talk about Starfield, a few closing questions were asked about Indiana Jones. Todd was limited with what he could say, but stated, "We will talk next year." Basically, ask them about it in 2024. So we could get to see more information about this game, maybe in one of the showcases over the summer. This is something fresh to look forward to from Bethesda, and something I could totally see taking many people by surprise. What also backs this up is that the Indiana Jones game was also mentioned in the roadmap in ZeniMax timeline. As you can see, it is actually one of the next games on the list to be released. I think Bethesda maybe needs something like the Indiana Jones game to rescue their current credibility. Fallout 76 and Starfield have given fans an unfortunate habit of getting very hyped about a Bethesda game and then being subject to a controversial release that was not everything they were promised. So we will have to see what the future holds here, but it looks to be a busy year for Bethesda nonetheless. I'm so excited to hear official confirmation from Bethesda, especially around Oblivion and Elder Scrolls 6. 2024 will definitely be a great gaming year if it sees the Oblivion remaster. Everything I talked about in this video makes me think we should hear something soon, so let's keep our fingers crossed. Let me know in the comments below your thoughts on Bethesda going into 2024. Please don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already for more RPG gaming news. As always, thank you for watching. See you next time.